Hey everybody, we are in lesson 10.6, which is tangents, secants, and angle measures. Well, we've already learned what a tangent is, and I kind of gave you a hint at what a secant was, so let's get into that. You guys, this is a secant right here. This line J, line K is also a secant. So it's any line that intersects the circle in exactly 2 points. What I tell my students is that it's a line that goes through the circle. So line J is going through the circle, and line K is going through the circle. Those are secants. Now, a tangent is what I call a side swiper. So it hits the circle in only one spot because it side swipes the circle. A secant goes straight through. 2, no more, no less. Hits. All right. Okay, so let's see. Okay, we got some rules here, so I'm sure we'll go through those as we get through our examples. So it says if two secants or chords intersect in the interior of a circle, then the measure of the angle formed is 1/2 the sum of the intercepted arcs. Okay, so if it's going to look like this, you guys, where you've got two secants, they're intersecting inside the circle. To find the angle measures between, we add these two up and divide by 2. But that's going to give you these vertical angles that I'm pointing to, not the X. This angle between that makes the 55 and its vertical angle, which is the same, this angle between the 75. Hey, what's up, Billy? Man, I don't mind you borrow a calculator. Go right ahead. Oh, sorry about that. Had a student come in to borrow a calculator. Okay. So let's see. Next rule. If a secant and tangent intersect at some point of tangency, then the measure of the angle formed is 1/2 the measure of its intercepted arc. Okay, that's what we just got through doing. That's called an inscribed angle. If an inscribed angle, that means the vertex is on the circle, then it's 1/2 of the arc. That's what we just got through doing. Okay, next rule. Two secants, a secant, and tangent, and two tangents intersect in the exterior. That means that they cross outside the circle. Then you subtract the arcs and divide by 2. Okay, that's on. Okay, here's an example. See how these two tangents, they are going to intersect outside the circle. That means you subtract these two arcs and divide by 2 to get the outside angle. Okay, so one more time. Crossing inside, you add them up, divide by 2. Crossing on, you just divide by 2. And if they cross outside, you subtract them and divide by 2. All right, here we go, you guys. I'm on page 609 of your book. Page 609, example number 1. Okay, here we go. So I noticed they're crossing inside. These two secants are crossing inside the circle. So we're going to add up the arcs and divide by 2. So I'm going to take 55 plus 75, add them up. That gets 130 divided by 2 is 65 degrees. However, that would be this angle and its vertical angle that are 65. That is not the measure of angle X, because what angle it gives us is the angles of the arc, 75 and the 55. So 65 degrees is the angle adjacent to the X. So step number 2 is you're going to take 180, because angles that form a straight line are supplementary. Subtract the 65 degrees, and you end up with angle X, and that's 115 degrees. So your answer is 115 degrees for example number 1. All right, turn the page. We had a check. All right, now this check, the angles formed are inside the circle in the interior. That means you're going to add up the 47 and the 116 and divide by 2. Now, what that's going to give us are the angles that form the arcs, this and its vertical X. So there's no subtracting from 180 here. It's just after you add them and divide by 2, you've got angle X and its vertical angle. All right, so take 116, add 47, divide by 2, and you get 81.5 degrees. All right, so there's your answer for angle X. Add 116 plus 47, divide by 2, it's 81.5 degrees. All right, example number 2. Okay, so I have, let's see, this is a secant. This is a tangent intersecting on the circle. Well, guys, what that means is you have an inscribed angle. And they actually gave us the inscribed angle. We are looking for its arc. And we learned in the last lesson that an inscribed angle is half of its arc. So if they gave you the angle, we're going to double it to find the arc. So I need to take 116 multiplied times 2, and that's going to give me 232. Hey, I got something for you. All right, sorry about that. Back to it. My next door teacher person came in. All right, we're on the check. Hang on, I thought okay, yeah, we're on the check. All right, so 232 is the answer for example number 2. Okay, here we go again. All right, we've got an inscribed angle. Here is a secant. DC is a tangent. They're intersecting on the circle, which makes this an inscribed angle. An inscribed angle is half of its arc, which means we're going to take 64's angle and multiply times 2. So 64 times 2. All right, looks like it should be 128. All right, 128, everybody. All right. Example number 3 is a word problem. Now, first off, I see that this angle is outside the circle. The rule says that you subtract the 2 arcs and you divide by 2. So first off, I say they gave me the angle, which means I'm going to have to do the opposite of dividing by 2, and that's to multiply by 2 and figure some stuff out. But let me read this first. All right, it says, a photographer is taking a photo of the Thomas Jefferson Memorial in Washington, D.C. from a boat in the tidal basin. The photographer's line of sight are tangent to the memorial at point Q and S. If the camera's viewing angle measures 36 degrees, what portion of the memorial will be visible in the photo? Okay, well, they don't give me any measures of these arcs. So I know a full circle is 360. I know that we're going to make QS, X, basically, which means that QRS is 360 minus X. Yeah, no numbers given, so we're having to do some straight up algebra here. All right, so Q to S is X. That means QRS is 360 minus X, because a full circle is 360. Okay, so let's see here. Angle P is half of the difference. So angle P, which is 36, is half of 360 minus X, because you're taking the major arc, 360 minus X, you're subtracting the minor arc, X, dividing by 2 to get your exterior angle, 36 degrees. Okay, let's see, what do they do next? Looks like they maybe combine like terms. So 36 degrees equals 1/2 of 360 minus, did they go ahead and combine them? Yes, they do. X and X is 2X. So it's 360 minus 2X. So now we've got, let's see what they're doing here. So that would not be a X. That would just be 2, because they put the X behind it. God, you guys are killing me. So hard to read. It's in the workbook. It's easier to read. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. They multiplied by 2 to the other side. So 36 times 2 is 72. Now we got 360 minus 2X. And I won't put the X because the X is right there. Okay. Let's see. What do they do? Subtract 360 to the other side. So 72 minus 360 is a negative 288. And that equals 2X. And then the opposite of multiplying by 2 is to divide by 2. Negative 2, negative 2, Yeah, because it should be right there in negative 2x. So we're going to take negative 288, divide by negative 2, and we get a 144. So what you guys just found, make sure you understand QS is 144. QRS is 360 minus 144. All right. So we got 144 for X. Okay, so now they want the portion that's visible. So you take 144 divided by 360. That gives you basically, you got 40% of it. Because really you're just getting the front of the memorial. You're not getting the back of the memorial. So that's why it's only about 40% inside the photo. The other 60% is in the back, and you can't see it when you're taking the photo from a boat. Not like having a drone where you can come up and see, the whole top of it because you're taking an aerial picture. Okay. Okay, guys, I'm done. Next up is the practice. So if you have any questions, ask me or ask your teacher. But remember, when they cross inside, you add them up and divide by 2. When they cross on, you just take the arc and divide by 2. All these are adding. And when they cross on the outside, you subtract them and divide by 2. All right, you guys, good luck. If you have any questions, let me know. See you later.